Welcome to day two and our second Zoomcast here amongst our Deep Three segments with JB, John Bryant, and DJ, Dwayne Jones. What you'll listen to today is them talk through their careers at St. Joe's and then just after they've left up until now. So you're going to get a little insight into what their lives have been since they left Hawk Hill. Enjoy. Okay, so what I want to do is I've made something for you guys, and it's just kind of like a little bit of walk down memory lane and pick your brains on some of your moments here at St. Joseph's and what life has been like since you've left Hawk Hill, so you can just bring the fans back in. You were two of the favorite guys on one of the favorite teams, and I hope that it's memorable for you and that we can have some laughs. I know I had some laughs while putting this together and finding some pictures. Jack Jumper and Michelle Thomas did a great job helping me out. So I'm going to share this. Okay. So there you go. So, you know, what's cool about this is I was actually coaching in this game, just was not coaching you. And I love the black unis. The black unis are coming back, fellas. We're bringing them back this year. We're actually
there we go.
We might be doing two different sets. So, like, hey, just could have a lot of fun. But, you know, JB, while like this is a Villanova game, just talk a little bit to, you know, here you come. You're from Virginia. You come to St. Joe's. And, you know, like you're in these holy wars. And obviously the Big Five is a big deal. But, like, the Holy War is a national rivalry. I mean, this was actually a game that was played during rivalry week, this game right here. I think you guys were third in the country. So just talk to me a little bit and tell the fans, like, when did you recognize, okay, this Holy War thing is a pretty big deal during your career there?
Oh, I mean, I knew really nothing of the Big Five and nothing of this actual rivalry until I got on Hawk Hill. And I knew it from the moment that we walked into the gym and our fans were there, their fans were there. There were rollouts with whatever sayings on there. And then I also knew there was something, a bit of angst when, I don't know how this happened, but a certain Villanova mascot was stolen at some point and brought to Hawk Hill, and pictures were taken. I don't know who that was. I kind of do. But it was special. And it's cool to have it come full circle with you coaching in this game and me playing this game.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know, I wanted to make sure that everyone realizes, you know, you had hops.
Had.
So, hey, look, listen, man, look how high up you are on that one.
I mean, it's okay. Yeah,
it's all right. All right. DJ, would you say, like, good dunker, great dunker, average dunker, John Bryant back in his career?
Oh, he was a great dunker when he got his feet together. Great dunker.
Yeah, and feet.
Yeah, hands and feet. Had to get them all together.
Yeah.
Hands and feet. Okay, so I mean, you know, we're going to get into the teams you played on and some of those special memories, but just thinking about you, JB, you know, your playing career ends and now you move on. You know, walk us through your life a little bit from like now until, I mean, from then, until now. What has your journey consisted of from your last day on Hawk Hill to here we are sitting in Cherry Hill, New Jersey?
Yeah. So this is a great picture. This is actually the year I got engaged. So I was growing my beard for a year prior to me getting married with Allison, who I met on Hawk Hill. And so I'm playing for the Bakersfield Jam in the now G League. I played only 15 games as I got hurt, probably in the beginning of the season with a back injury. And so thus I became like this player/coach for one of my mentors, Will Voigt. So just note how chiseled I look in this picture.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Your shoulders are on point, JB.
It's up there. And so I moved from being a player in Bakersfield to now being a coach in Bakersfield for 3 seasons. I coach with Will. We do good. And then I move on and transition to the Sixers kind of umbrella and become a coach under the Sixers. Yep, great segue, great picture. Prior to Bakersfield, I played overseas for, let's call it 4 or 5 years. I played in Australia, England, Australia, England, Germany. I played stateside domestically in the ABA under the same coach, Will Voigt. And so here I am in Delaware with Christian Wood as one of our players who's now become a great player. I had nothing to do with it. And then I coach under Kevin Young, who I work closely with now with the Sixers as assistants, who actually you can probably see down there, his head. Yeah. And then after I moved from Delaware, I got a great opportunity to work now with the Sixers and work closely with some great coaches, Billy being one of them, Lloyd being another one, and it kind of just helped my career because I worked for two great guys who had a vested interest in me being a better man, most of all, and a better person, and it ultimately helped me be a better coach.
Talk about this is a cool thing that you're too humble to mention, so I'm going to mention it for you. But I mean, I feel like this was amazing. You know, your growth during this time. I mean, I'm not going to steal your thunder, but you know, talk to the group, the faithful that are watching right now. Where is this picture taken? And talk a little bit about the opportunity and what you learned from there.
Yeah, no, this was a blessing. And so I had an opportunity to work with the same coach, Will Voigt, for Nigerian national team. Back in 2015, we traveled through the country of Africa and won the African Championships in 2015, which then led us to qualify for the 2016 Rio Olympics. And so here, I think this is a practice prior to us playing then Spain we had Sergio Rodriguez coming to our team the following season. So, you know, basketball is amazing. This has, you know, got a chance to walk in the opening ceremony, walk in the closing ceremony, and compete in the Olympics we played the likes of Sergio in Spain and Dario in Croatia, and many more teams.
That's great.
It's a wonderful experience.
That's great. That's great. You know, I brought this one up here. Okay, so this is, I got two things for you. This is my last game with the 76ers. All right. And you can see you're sitting behind me. And like, let me just tell the group, I mean, JB was such a huge help in all the roles really that I had, whether it was offense or defense or special team. And we would often pick each other's brains. So like, I'm looking at the two faces in this picture, right? Like my expression and your expression, you're looking like you're getting ready to smile. And I'm looking like I'm ready to like actually implode. And I'm thinking like, I'm probably going through, wait a minute, 9 people are transferring or decommitting right now, right? And you're probably sitting behind thinking 2 things is my guess. Okay, if he's leaving, that means there's definitely going to be more opportunity for the bags of bean chips on the plane, okay? And I am going to have an abundance of gear. That's the difference in those faces right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very much so.
Very much so. Now, and then this is one to me that like, hey man, this is funny to me. I got to show you this. All right. So, you know, and DJ, we're going to get to you in a second, but you're going to appreciate this because we know how often we would sit around and just talk about the teams that you guys played on. And JB often like referred to his role as like, I don't get it. I don't touch it. I don't dribble it. I just want to let everybody know, I'm sure Pat Carroll and Chet and Jameer have heard the same thing. And Kevin Young thinks it. You are dribbling the ball.
Yes.
Outside the 3-point line.
Yes.
Okay. So now I will say I only found one of these. But I do want you to know that I see this right here. You are dribbling the ball outside the 3-point line.
Yes. Yes. That's very rare. I will say that. First of all, you didn't find many pictures because why would they take pictures of me? Second of all, notice the Jordans again.
I see.
Last dance. And then third of all, how big were our uniforms?
I love it.
Huge, swimming in this.
I love it.
I was dribbling the ball to Jameer, Pat, Delonte.
That's why your team was good. That's why your team was good. Okay. So, DJ, you know, you grew up just outside of the Philadelphia area. Obviously, you knew a lot about the Big Five. You knew a lot about big-time basketball. But this is actually a game against Xavier. And, you know, for me, my brother was a manager for Coach Griffin and then Coach Martelli. So often as a basketball fan, I would come to what was then Alumni, now Hagan, and watch like gigantic Atlantic 10 battles, and the league is still good, but when you guys were competing in it, it was during its heyday. Like, you know, during your time on Hawk Hill, talk a little bit about like the competitive nature of the Atlantic 10.
Yeah, I mean the Atlantic 10 was great. I mean, looking at this picture here and thinking about like Xavier. I know JB can kind of. I remember us having a game. We were playing. They had David West at the time, and I remember him and I looking at each other like, we're in for a long night here. You take him, I'll take him. He's going to score on both of us, but we'll try. But you know, just thinking about some of the great like Xavier teams we would go against. I know George Washington was an up and coming team at the time with Pop Mensah-Bonsu and Carl Elliott. You know, Temple was always formidable. You know, it was great back then.
That's awesome. Do you think you got the ball here? I mean, you can't have a better seal than you have right now.
Absolutely not. I was just a decoy. I'm sure I was just probably trying to get a rebounding position. I'm sure Pat is probably coming off a screen from JB on the opposite side, if I had to guess. And I'm just there to try to rebound the ball.
Oh,
no
man.
chance.
Oh, dude, that is too funny. That is too funny. Okay. So now here's what I found funny when I was looking through these. So, I mean, again, and Alicia would talk about this all the time, and JB was like, oh, DJ was the quiet one. DJ never said anything. DJ was the shy one. I mean, and okay, like JB, obviously, you know, we all, as can I, take up a lot of the room. We know that. You are clearly talking to the official here. And we're going to get into your coaching in a little bit because I've been on the sidelines with you in a few different venues. Can you, like, what was your relationship as a quiet guy? You know, here you go. You're talking. It looks like actually Joe Lindsay to me. And what is this conversation about? What do you think you might be saying to him or he might be saying to you?
My guess is I'm probably saying, sir, I get the ball once a game. There's probably a chance I got fouled. Is there any chance you can just help me out? I'm probably not going to make the free throws because I wasn't a good free throw shooter back then. But, I mean, just give me a chance. Can I get a point a game? It'll be great. Thank you. That's probably how the conversation went.
Okay. So if you averaged 1 point a game and got one shot, which I don't agree with, tell me why then, Mr. Shy, you are – JB, we couldn't have done this any better, by the way. Tell me why you are now being interviewed right here by Tom McCarthy and the great Tom McCarthy and the great Joe Lunardi. I mean, this looks like it's in Madison Square Garden. I think this might have been after the game against Gonzaga on national television, which was epic. I remember watching that game. I was living in Havertown at that time. You had to have done something well to be given this opportunity to be on the radio and interviewed after the game.
Yeah, this was the Gonzaga game. I remember, I think I had a pretty solid defensive game. I might have had like 3 or 4 blocks that game. You know, my guess is probably Jameer was doing ESPN, Delonte was doing CBS Sports, Pat was doing Comcast, and then they were like, we got to talk to somebody.
And JB had already headed in for the post-game meal.
Yeah,
JB was eating.
Hey, if it's Madison Square Garden, I've been in there with JB. If he knows there's going to be New York pizza in that back locker room, we out.
Yeah,
We're going. We're going. Well, hey, listen, we're going to talk about your defense in a second. Obviously, you were great in that space, but I think that is an awesome picture. I can tell why you were a fan favorite and a crowd favorite and a great teammate. That's an awesome smile. So now, I mean, you've played – like just how many teams – first off, how many years did you play professionally? And then how many teams were you on during that span?
First of all, I'm just looking at this picture. Like we were talking about JB shoulders earlier. Goodness gracious. Look like a professional wrestler right now. But
humility is coming out in both of us right now.
Yeah, so for me, I ended up playing a total of 12 years. You know, I left St. Joe's, graduated, and then still had a year eligibility left, but I decided, you know, I came to St. Joe's to get a degree, and I did that. So I left. I played 3 straight years in the NBA. I started off with Minnesota, signing with them, sent me down to the G League at the time, got traded. Finished my rookie season in Boston with another Hawk legend, Delonte West. Then I got traded the following year to Cleveland. I was there for 2 seasons. Oh, great transition.
Thank you.
Great. This is great
Hey,
production.
I've been practicing. After 6 wins, I got to do something well. All right.
So got a chance to be in Cleveland for 2 years. Was on a NBA finalist team. Getting there in 2007. Unfortunately, I've heard about this a few times from Coach Brown. Losing to San Antonio, getting swept by them, but it was a great experience getting there. Then after 3 straight years in NBA, I kind of was in and out of the league a little bit. Did overseas, G League, went to Charlotte for a little bit with the Bobcats at the time, Phoenix. So that's after year 5, and then probably the next 7 years was more so overseas. I filled my passport up with many stamps: China, Philippines, Argentina, Qatar, Turkey, Dominican Republic.
Wow.
I'm probably leaving 8 other places out, but yeah, I mean, just to be able to play professionally for 12 years was something I never even thought about. Yeah, and it's another opportunity. I got a chance. Was able to work my way back into the NBA a little bit. I think this is my 7th or 8th year professionally. Going and signing with Golden State and being with those guys. Kind of pre where they are right now, but that was also a great opportunity.
Did you know, I mean, you played with great guards when you were in college. Did you know, like, that's Steph Curry right there? I mean, obviously, when you were playing with LeBron at that time, you were in the finals. LeBron was established as, like, that's the guy, right? That's the league. At this point right here, Steph is not, I mean, he's great. He had an amazing run at Davidson and was a great player for Golden State. But did you see this in him, what you see now? Did you see this in him when he was playing?
I mean, you could see he was just an amazing talent. With him, Clay, and that year that was rookie Draymond Green, and just to see like his leadership then as a rookie was just amazing. Like coming in to see like this guy, just to see where he was and kind of how he is now. It was great to kind of see those guys, in their younger stages. I think it was 2 years after that is when they won the finals, which was great.
That's awesome. And then, of course, can you talk about your best coaching experience that you've had since you've left playing career? I mean, I had to throw this in there, JB. Look at this. This is an amazing picture. So I'll segue you in on this. So DJ and I decided about 3 years ago to put a group of young kids together, his children, my children, some of the other Sixers executives and strength coach children, and enter them into a league. We've been in the Episcopal Academy Summer League. This is Team Swish. I've been the general manager. I've done okay. I've done all right. But DJ has done an amazing job coaching. Deej, talk a little bit about this experience. JB, we won this game, by the way. That's why he's laughing. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Team Swish has been great. It was great to get hired by a great general manager to have the responsibility of coaching these guys. And I know for me, like being a young coach, in the coaching game, like getting the experience of being able to kind of build a practice and work with young kids and see what we work on in practice translate to the game.
Yeah.
And early on we won a lot of games, but even to see like when we started to struggle a little bit when we were playing against like bigger, stronger kids, and just kind of to see the fight that those kids had, it was great. And, it always brought a smile to my face, like coming to the gym and just seeing how excited the kids were to like play together and try to play the right way and just play hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You alluded to your defense, so I had to put this on. This is another game I was a part of. We don't need to talk about this one too much, but your jump, I don't know so before you is number 40. Is that Chet?
That is Dave Mallon.
That's Dave Mallon. Okay, Dave 40. So Dave is jumping. Clearly, you're to try to block the shot. It seems like it's gotten past Dave's vertical and his wingspan, right? And now here comes DJ. And then JB, I'm assuming you're on the weak side to clean up the glass because DJ's going.
I'm on the bench.
the
I was doing.
You don't think you, Dave, and hey, listen, if there was a game where Dave, JB, and DJ could have been in a game together, it was definitely this one. I was there. It could have been this one. It could have been this one. All right, and so I was wondering what was harder, blocking shots in college as your defensive prowess, or then taking that into the NBA and now I got a guard. You don't look so tall anymore, DJ.
No, that's a big guy. That's Jojo. I would definitely say defending the paint in the A10 was much easier than trying to defend a top 5 player in the NBA day in and day out, who probably outweighs me by about 30 pounds at least.
Yeah.
But we have our battles and it's great, but he's a problem.
You need those Boston shoulders back right there.
Yes.
Yeah.